doing here?
I need your help.
I'm listening.
Welcome back, everyone. It's Charlie. We have a whole bunch of Batman Crisis on Infinite Earths Easter eggs to talk about, Kevin Conroy Batman, and Michael Keaton Batman Easter eggs. That's right, they're even including Michael Keaton Batman stuff during this year's crossover.
Oh my God.
So I'll explain what those Easter eggs are and how this all fits in, and there's a whole bunch of other previews that we've gotten in the last week, so I'll talk about those too. We're doing a brand new Joker giveaway. All you have to do to enter is be a subscriber and leave your favorite version of Batman on the video. Breaking all this stuff down, top 5 style. Number 5, the 2 versions of Batman that we know about. There might actually be more versions of Batman that they referenced during the crossover, but we only have 2 confirmed ones right now, not including the one from the Batwoman TV show. So I guess you could say that there's 3 versions of Batman. We have the Kevin Conroy Batman that we already know about, they've confirmed. They're filming the second episode of the crossover right now, which is the Batwoman episode. Makes sense that they would have Batman walking around on set for the Batwoman episode. As you can see, he's let his facial hair grow out for his scenes, so it seems like it's a more beaten down version of Batman from Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond. In real life, Kevin Conroy is only about 63 years old. He's not that old. His older version of Batman during Batman Beyond was in his 80s, but because he's Batman and he's this mythical figure, even though it looks like he's walking around with a cane, he's still very powerful as this frail-looking old man, but he doesn't look that frail. The reason why I keep referencing Batman the Animated Series and Batman Beyond is because when they bring on an actor that's played another version of a character from another TV show or another movie, they try to canonize the events of that show or movie to the Arrowverse. Like when you have the Smallville actors like Tom Welling and Erica Durance on, you canonize Smallville to the Arrowverse. We also saw Burt Ward walking around on set. Obviously, he's much older in real life now, but he's playing a much older version of his Robin from the 1966 series. He's even wearing a Robin-looking sweater. So count that as 4 versions of Batman now, because if he was Robin on that show, it means that he had his Adam West Batman, meaning that they're canonizing the 1966 Batman TV series to the Arrowverse. That's how crazy it's getting. Now, I've talked a little bit about Batman Beyond becoming canon to the Arrowverse, and a lot of people have asked what they're going to do with Terry McGinnis if they're going to try and do that character at some point on these shows. I don't know what the rules behind that are. There was a long time ago, before the Christopher Nolan Dark Knight trilogy, when Warner Brothers was developing a live-action Batman Beyond movie, but it never really made it past the planning stages. But at one point, after the Joel Schumacher era had sort of salted the earth of Batman, they thought about reinvigorating the franchise by doing it differently with a Batman Beyond character. My expectations for Kevin Conroy Batman during the crossover are that he'll give sage advice, but because he's got that 5 o'clock shadow going on, he's probably a much more world-weary, cynical version of Batman at this point. Otherwise, he would be more clean-shaven, he'd be a little happier looking. Number 4, talking about Michael Keaton Batman involvement. So obviously nobody expects Michael Keaton to do one of these TV shows, but what happened recently is that there was this Easter egg that was spotted on set. It was a Gotham City Gazette newspaper that looks like it's an old newspaper reading Wayne Tech CEO Bruce Wayne to marry socialite Selina Kyle. And there it is, bright as day, Michael Keaton's Bruce Wayne. So obviously this means that they're canonizing the events of his Batman movies, Batman and Batman Returns, to the Arrowverse, which is fantastic. But I have a couple other theories about what they're doing with this, because even though Michael Keaton might not be walking around on set being Batman during the crossover, they can use the character in any kind of story way that they want. They might be using him as an Easter egg for the backstory for Huntress from the Birds of Prey TV show, because that actress really will be in the crossover, and her parents were a version of Bruce Wayne and a version of Selina Kyle Catwoman. The only bad thing about this picture from the set is that you can't actually read the date on the newspaper. That would actually help quite a bit, but I'm assuming they're trying to say that this happened during the late 80s, early 90s, around the events of those movies. The other really big Easter egg that a lot of you have probably spotted is that it says Wayne Tech CEO, which is an Easter egg paying off the Flash future newspaper going back to the very first episode, saying Wayne Tech Queen Incorporated merger complete. As if to say, yes, that was happening on Earth 1 because the future newspaper was about the history of the Earth that Barry is from, but it also probably wound up happening on the Earth that Michael Keaton's Batman will be from, if that's not going to be Earth 1. It would be fantastic, though, if they did say that Earth 1's Batman was Michael Keaton. The Batwoman TV show does take place on Earth 1, but we've never seen an actual picture of who that Batman was. They just say that he took off and he was never seen again, and has been gone for the last couple of years. From the way they shot that TV show, the set design made to look like the Dark Knight version of Gotham City, their version of Batman seemed like he was going to be a Christian Bale Batman crossed with Adam West's Batman. But I'm kind of expecting that TV show to combine elements from all different versions of Batman because they're not really allowed to have the character on screen, so they can kind of do whatever they want to with him. So that's why they're just having fun with a lot of different types of Easter eggs. Obviously, I'm stoked to see Kevin Conroy get to play a live-action version of Batman, but I'm even more excited that they're able to do all this Michael Keaton Batman stuff. I would have never expected they could do something like this. Number 3, though, the picture of all those heroes assembled on the Wave Rider that you probably saw in the last couple of days. There's a lot of comic book Easter eggs here. We have Brandon Routh's Kingdom Come Superman, Tyler Hoechlin's Earth 38 Superman, Tom Cavanaugh as the Pariah character from the Crisis on Infinite Earths comics, another alternate version of Harrison Wells in the context of the Arrowverse. In an alternate version of Lila, who's Harbinger from the Crisis on Infinite Earths comics, Pariah was a scientist from an alternate Earth who made the mistake of trying to meddle in affairs that he wasn't supposed to. So obviously grand consequences. Imagine mad scientists creating this crazy experiment that goes completely off the rails. He was trying to see the dawn of the multiverse, and in doing so, he caused a chain reaction that inadvertently alerted the anti-monitor in his antimatter universe to the existence of the positive matter multiverse. So Pariah became the character that everybody blamed for the deaths of billions and billions of people across the multiverse. That was what the Monitor was referring to at the end of The Flash Season 6 Episode 1 when he was talking to Barry.
In order for billions to survive this coming crisis, the Flash must die.
So it's on Barry's shoulders to save all these people because a Flash has to die. They didn't say that Barry has to die, they just say a Flash has to die, so remember that. But everybody blames Pariah for them getting into this situation in the first place. Because Tom Cavanaugh is a series regular on the Flash TV show and plays all these different versions of Harrison Wells season to season, obviously this is going to be an alternate version of Harrison Wells that they'll introduce during the Flash Season 6 in a future episode. In fact, during Flash Season 1, Episode 2, Harrison Wells, who secretly reversed Flash, also dropped a Pariah Easter egg when he was talking about his wheelchair, but I don't know if that was on purpose or just a coincidence.
I doubt restraint is how you got to be the man you are today.
In a wheelchair and a pariah, lack of restraint is what made me these things.
We'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that they planned that on purpose, knowing that they would turn him into the Pariah character eventually someday. Harbinger is just a servant of the Monitor in the comics. She follows him around as he's traveling around trying to assemble all the heroes to fight the Anti-Monitor. They did have an Easter egg for this during Arrow Season 1 when they introduced the Lila character. Her code name was Harbinger on a mission. Number 2, then we have Black Lightning in his brand new costume. So if you don't watch the Black Lightning TV show, they gave him a brand new costume this season, and obviously it's present day when he crosses over to Crisis on Infinite Earths. The other really important brand new character in the background here that you probably recognize is Osric Chow from the Supernatural TV show. He's playing Ryan Choi, the new version of the Atom that's going to be joining Legends of Tomorrow this season. If you've been watching The Flash the last couple of seasons too, one of the big Easter eggs for Ryan Choi is he's the person who helped miniaturize the Flash Ring technology. So the Flash Ring that Barry is wearing right now was made by Ryan Choi in the future. This is obviously him in present day before he does that though. They haven't explained how they're going to introduce him, but he's basically taking the spot of Ray Palmer's Atom on the Legends of Tomorrow team because Brandon Routh is leaving the show in real life this season. Just like Tom Cavanaugh is playing Reverse Flash during the crossover and also the Pariah character, Brandon Routh is doing the same thing where he plays a couple different characters. The other really big rumor that was being reported earlier today is that Lucifer's Tom Ellis was spotted on the set where they're filming the crossover, making people think that Lucifer will be in this year's Crisis on Infinite Earths. So everybody post your theories in the comments below and let me know what you want them to do with Michael Keaton Batman if they can use his character, but they're not going to have Michael Keaton himself inside the episodes. There's a whole bunch of videos I'm working on. I'll try to get them out as fast as possible. Leave all your requests and big questions in the comments. Everybody, click here for that brand new Suicide Squad 2 preview and first look, and click here for my Joker movie ending scene and Easter egg videos. Thank you so much for watching. Everybody put on a happy face. I'll see you guys tonight.